what are some of your favorite stories, or favorite one if you have? I can probably think of like I don't know, like at least three of them that I can think of. I'm probably confused of some of the names though, because I sort of been like binging on the stories over the past like 3 weeks or so, and probably have some of the names mixed up.
My all-time favorite is Queen of the Black Coast.
Oh yeah,
It's actually a badass female character that he creates. That's not the damsel in distress at all. It's like this pirate leader, and the whole story from beginning to end is phenomenal. It's like it's the closest that Howard writes to a love story, but of course the way Howard could do it, so it's super badass. You have even the beginning is hilarious. You know, Conan is fleeing from the cops because he just split with his axe the skull of a judge because the judge kept busting his balls about having to be testify against a friend of his, and he's like, I can't. He's my friend, and you know, it's like, and the judge is like yelling at him. It's beautiful how he writes it. You know, he kept yelling at me something about things I didn't understand. That made no sense, like loyalty to the state and my duty to this. I didn't understand any of that. I just told you, you know, it's my friend. I can't betray my friend. What's so hard to understand about it? And they kept yelling and wanting to arrest me, so I split his skull and run off.
yeah.
That's the start, which I already love. And then so he ends up in this boat, and then they are attacked by pirates, and the pirate queen kind of is intrigued with him, and he ends up joining her. They start this love story, and then they raid together for a while. And you
Yeah.
know, this kind of tragic love story there. There are some amazing passages about Conan's attitude toward the afterlife and the religion and those beliefs that are genius. And then there's this tragic love story that wraps up with like this dark, brooding Punisher vibe in terms of seeking vengeance. And it's the whole thing is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I love that one. Yeah, there's some really cool creatures in there too, like that giant ape-like creature, and it seems like he fights serpents a lot of the time too. I thought that was interesting. And there's like that shapeshifter who turns into a snake, and they're like wizards and mages. I like all that sort of stuff too. And yeah, I like that I'm not sure if I have one favorite story, but one of my favorite ones, I guess, I like that Frost Giant's daughter one. I like that one where it's a short story, but it's mostly about him going to war, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like that one. I like that one where he has to. I forget. Oh yeah, the Tower of the Elephant.
Oh
The
yeah,
one
that's
where he has to climb
one.
that tower to steal the jewel, which is actually the heart of this elephant. That one reminded me of the movie because it seemed like they covered that short story in the movie for sure.
That one
And
is cool.
then I think the very first one I read, I remember partially probably because it was the first one I read. I forget what it's called, but it's one where Conan is a king, and then he just suddenly gets attacked by a bunch of assassins and a monster. And before
Yeah,
that, he had a dream about how his sword would turn magic.
I want to say
And
the Phoenix on the sword or something.
yeah, that's what it's called, the Phoenix on the sword. Yeah, and then his sword gets like that, but he breaks it when he's fighting, and then he ends up killing them. Like the blade comes off of the hilt, and then he ends up grabbing the blade to kill the monster.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that one was really cool too.
it is. Yeah, no, man, it's like our stories are just. That's why it's unfortunate because then they made 10 million books afterwards by imitators, and they cannot hold the candle to our work at all.